Hello and welcome to This Entrepreneurial Life. My name is Erlend Bakke. I am the best-selling author of a book called Never Work Again and 90 Days to Profit. I've been an entrepreneur now for 10 years. It is an interesting path. It is a challenging path. And that's why sometimes you lose a lot of sleep. Sometimes you're so excited that you don't want to sleep at all. However, what I've learned is that it is important to get 7 to 8 hours sleep, or at least if you cannot sleep, just lie in bed and rest. So I've gone through phases where I've been sleeping really well, sleeping really badly, and actually this last couple of days, I haven't been sleeping so good again. And the funny thing is, I'll go to bed, I'll read a fiction book, something totally different than other things that I usually occupy my brain with during the day, to sort of switch off, and it's also fun. And then once I start feeling tired, I just fall asleep. And then what's happening is I'm actually sleeping about 4 hours, and then I wake up and I am 100% awake. But then I stay in bed for another 3 to 4 hours. And I usually fall asleep after about an hour or so awake, or I'm sort of drifting. But the reason I stay in bed is because it's just important to give my body rest. So the first 4 hours when you sleep, you're sort of repairing everything, digesting everything, just doing like all the most important maintenance stuff. And then the next 4 hours is when you actually get the rest. So there's a couple of things that I've done and I'm doing. So one thing, try to go to bed at the same time every day. Don't, okay, this is obvious, but maybe it isn't for you. But screens before bedtime is a bad idea because it's got light that wakes you up. So put your screen away. What I do is I don't use my phone as an alarm. I actually put my phone in the living room, and then I have a sort of like an old school Casio wake up watch that I use as an alarm clock. So I make it easy for my monkey to just not play with anything digital. That includes your iPad. And yeah, I just try to avoid all sort of electronics an hour before bed. And I have about a 2 hour slowdown period where I don't get excited about anything. I just kind of chill. I'll do things slowly. I'll dim the lights. And I dim the lights so that you sort of start getting into sort of sleepy mode, and it has to do with the sunset. And so that's really important. Let's talk about alcohol, because alcohol actually disturbs your sleep massively, and because of the poison that it is, or poo, it's fermented stuff, right? So it's actually poo that we drink. It really messes up your body and really messes up your sleep. So a lot of people say, "Oh, I drink, then I get tired, and then I sleep." Well, you're gonna have shitty sleep. So if you can, don't drink before going to bed, or don't drink at all. I've actually cut out alcohol the 1st of January this year. So today it is 20th of September. So I've done about 9 months without alcohol, and I feel freaking amazing. I feel so good. And I'm having a theory here about the sleep, because I actually think that because I've cut out alcohol and I eat fairly well and I exercise and I have my sleep routine and all that, I'm kind of thinking that when I wake up after 4 hours, I'm actually rested and healed. But I'm sticking to my pattern of 7 to 8 hours in bed every night. So that's one aspect of it. But maybe you have small kids, maybe you have a lot of distractions. Another thing that I've started doing is that on the train, or if I'm given a chance to just kind of relax during the day and doze off, I do it. So throughout the day, you'll have different levels of energy, like high energy, low energy, and I find that spending the time on, for instance, public transport, just relaxing, it really works in terms of just not getting to that like peak level of stress throughout the day, but like taking some times where you allow yourself just to relax and be calm for about 20 minutes. You can have a meditation practice that you do, but I'm also trying to eliminate sort of multitasking when I'm doing something or walking. I don't try to text when I walk, because all these things kind of increase your stress level. The cortisol level, if you're constantly busy, constantly pushing, constantly stressed, constantly like trying to do a million things to achieve something, then your cortisol level is going to get really high, and then that's going to really mess up your sleep. Cortisol is what your body creates when you go into a fight or flight mode. As an entrepreneur, that happens quite often. So that can really mess up your sleep. Another thing that I actually recommend is doing some form of relaxation practice, like it could be yoga, qigong, tai chi, anything like that, for about half an hour before you go to bed. Actually really helps your body start to calm down. And something that I've been experimenting with as well is doing handstands. So maybe you can't do a handstand, but there's also things you can buy so you can hang yourself upside down before going to bed. But I find inversions or standing upside down, it works tremendously well. So what it does, according to research, is that it cuts out your cortisol production. It circulates your blood into your head and everything like that, so you get good blood circulation, and it sort of cleans out all the toxins that you've created throughout the day. So doing handstands before sleep, I find that helps really well. And even if I'm stressed, I can do a handstand for just 10 seconds times 3, and then I feel so much calmer and so much better. So handstands seem to work. What else do I do for sleep? Well, I plan it, so I don't stay up. So I know I need 7 to 8 hours of time in bed, even though I'm not sleeping all the time. So I know that. So if I'm getting up at 6, so tomorrow morning I'm getting up at 6, today I got up at 6, then I go to bed at, start thinking about going to bed at 9:30. I'm in bed by 10, so I get 8 hours in bed. I wake up the next day, I am rested. So if you're one of these people that sort of just stays up late, then you are going to feel the pain the next day. And the way sleep works is like the longer you prolong sleep deprivation, it builds up. It's like a snowball. So if you're only getting 5 hours of sleep Monday through Friday, drinking, blah blah blah, eating badly, then you're gonna feel really really tired, and then you try to get back that sleep on the weekend. But then maybe you go out and drinking, blah 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 blah, and then you're gonna hit Monday and it's a cycle. So it builds up like a snowball. I think sleep is actually the one most important thing in terms of. I'm losing my words. Where did they go? Are they over there? Are they over there? Oh, there you are. The most important personal development thing, I think, to start off with, because if you don't have the rest and the energy to do anything, how are you going to change your habits? How are you going to do things better? So I think sleep is number one. A friend of mine, he's 40. I asked him, how old are you? He said, why don't you guess? And I said, 31. And I asked him, what is your secret? And he said, it's sleep. I get enough sleep every day. Cool, man. If you enjoyed this video, hit like below, share it, please, or write a comment if you have any comments. I have interviewed more than 250 experts, millionaires, billionaires, Navy SEAL commandos, and lots of interesting people on my podcast called Hardcore MBA. You can find that at hardcoremba.com or on iTunes or on this YouTube channel under Hardcore MBA playlist. Thank you for watching. My name is Erlend Bakke. I'm the best-selling author of Network Again. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.